extra special treat, which we have a prelude before the service that's going to be played on the bass clarinet by the lovely Logan, who is one of our coming-of-age youth. Logan, can you tell us what you're playing? I don't want to...
I'm playing Alyosha by Johann Sebastian Bach.
So sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Good morning. It is so good to be with you all. I feel like the energy in this room perfectly matches like the sunny, like bright, happy, the birds are singing. It's good to be together. I'm Reverend David Schwartz. I'm the minister here at the Unitarian Universalist Church of Boulder. And one of the things that I love about this congregation, one of the things I love about that's deep in the culture of this congregation is a sense of abundance in relationship. A sense that there is always room and space to meet someone new, to make a new connection. I've been in communities from time to time over the years where, you know that feeling when you walk in the door someplace and it's like everyone in the room already has all the friends they need. And there's just not like an open slot available for you. And that's not how we do it here. I was thinking of this for two reasons. One is yesterday morning, I was at the ordination of Michael DeSantis down at Jefferson Unitarian, right? Michael, who was our summer minister in residence last year, who'll be back again in the end of June and most of July this year. And a sense of connection with all these other Unitarians all over the Front Range. Thinking of it too, because last night, this building was full of youth from this congregation and from Boulder Valley Fellowship here on retreat. And yeah, exactly. Whoever was clapping, you are correct. But a sense in that of there's abundance, there's space to make connections, to get to know each other, to do things together. I love that. If you're joining us online, fill out a visitor form in the link in the description. We'd love to connect with you that way. And I want to extend a very warm welcome to everyone visiting us for the first time. Rather than gathering because we all believe the same things in the same way, we're an intentional community gathered around our shared promise to support one another's spiritual journeys, which look very different from one person to the next. We don't try to do everything perfectly here, but we do take the needs of people and bodies seriously. If a small human that you are with need to wiggle or stand or step out or cough or otherwise not be perfectly still and silent, it is really okay. We are people. That includes moving forward if you get the ray of sunlight, like spotlight, come down on you at some point. Take care of yourself. This is our annual Earth Day service, and today you'll hear, among others, reflections from members of the Climate Action Ministry team. Started in the summer of 2012, that group, Climate Action CAM, does projects from political action to education to support of local food and climate justice issues, so much more. Can I invite everyone who is a part of that team to stand up just for a moment or to give a wave? Meetings are once a month. They're on the calendar. You don't need to pre-register or something. Just show up. They're great people. Each week when we gather, we light our chalice just as 1,000 other congregations do around the country. It's a symbol of our Unitarian Universalist past and present and future. It's a visible reminder of that unseen interconnection between us. We're united by the values we share. We're united by the commitments we make to each other about how we are in relationship together. Can I invite you to join in saying the words of our mission as I light the chalice this morning? We gather in fellowship.
My name is Rachel Alba. I'm the Director of Religious Education here, and I was like, where do I want to start? Okay, so I want to start with the fact that the two front rows right now are basically all the youth from the retreat, and they already went to the 9 a.m. service. So they're staying here to support other youth, and then they will be leaving after Emily does what she's about to do. So no offense to the rest of the service, they just already went to church. Most of you don't go to church twice in one day either. And they were also here all night and all day yesterday. So many things. Yes. So our coming of age youth, for those of you who are not aware of what that program was this year, we're each tasked with identifying their values and then identifying what things they do in their life that help them reconnect to those values on a regular basis. And then they were told, great, glad you identified that. Now you have to find a way to share the wisdom that you've gained from those practices with the larger community, which is all of you. So Logan did that before our service with the beautiful prelude he played. And now Emily is going to come up here and share with us a poem and a reflection on that poem that directly relates to her spiritual practices. And so Emily Chapman, would you please come up and share?
Hello. Oh, okay. Awesome. Hello, my name is Emily Chapman, and I'm part of the Coming of Age group this year. Our task for this project was to think about spirituality and find a way to share an aspect of it with the community. As I was brainstorming my spiritual practices with this lens, one thing that stood out to me was my interest and love for acting, and performing. Both of those things really let you reflect on parts of yourselves you might not even know were there. There is something so personal and yet vast about performing. You embody a person completely different than yourself, and yet you are only one of many people who have played the role. And I know what you're thinking, Emily, what could this possibly have to do with the theme of today's service? Well, during this brainstorming process, I realized how similar my spirituality towards acting and the spirituality of nature are. Nature as a whole is so limitless and grand, and yet can feel so intimate and connected. And in order to meld the two together, I decided I would read a poem about nature. I Thank You, God, for This Amazing, by E. E. Cummings. I thank you, God, for this most amazing day, for the leaping greenly spirits of trees and a blue true dream of sky, and for everything which is natural, which is infinite, which is yes. I who have died am alive again today, and this is the sun's birthday. This is the birthday of life and of love and of wings, and of the gay great happening illimitably earth. How should tasting, touching, hearing, seeing, breathing any, lifted from the no of all nothing, human merely being, doubt unimaginable you? Now the ears of my ears are awake, and now the eyes of my eyes are open. Nature is everywhere, from huge forests to tiny succulents. It grounds people, supports people, listens to people. Nature can always be there for you because it just is. And I think that's what's so important, the connection that is formed just by existing. And as I was working on this project, I also realized that connection is a spiritual practice. Hey, it might even be what makes up spiritual practices. Connection to friends, family, music, art. Humans are good at finding connections. We seek them out. Like plants, humans grow and change. We learn and reshape ourselves, like vines on a wall, like roots buried beneath the soil. Connection is everything, like how plants need the sun, like the bond between a performer and the audience, like how us humans need each other. So just remember, no matter how small or insignificant, there is connection in everything. And it makes Earth, this rock we call home, so undeniably special. Thank you.
All right. It is time for our opening hymn. I was going to put out the teal hymnals for this, but because the band, bye friends, love you. They want to hear this song. Oh, you might want to hear this song. There's a dance party. They're so tired. I was going to put out the teal hymnals for this song, but because the band is here this morning, we're featuring the band in a special way, and we're not doing it exactly the way that it is in the hymnal. So the bottom line is, I will help you. If I'm not singing, you shouldn't be singing. Okay? So, no, but I mean, we'll do it together. I'll help you. All right, so let's rise in body or in spirit. It's going to be super fun. We're going to rock out to turn the world around. Yay! Dancing is highly encouraged. the mountain spirit is the sunlight, turn the world around. We are of the spirit, truly of the spirit. Only can the spirit turn the world around. Do you know who I am? Do I know who you are? See we one another clearly. Do we know who we are? Do you know who I am? Do we know who we are? See we one another clearly. Do we know who we are? Do you know who I am? Do we know who we are? See we one another clearly. Do we know? Sing whoa! Whoa! So it's like so it's like oh, so it's like so it's like whoa, so it's like so it's like whoa, so it's like well done.
Oh my gosh, when everybody's singing like that, I really do think we can turn the world around. Oh, take a breath with me if you would. So happy Earth Day. I'm Heidi Todd, a member of the Climate Action Ministry since the beginning. And I'd like to share with you a lesson that I'm learning from nature. Starting with a secret, I'm naturally a conservative. Not that kind of conservative. I'm the kind that tends to hang on to things. For instance, I still have the hippie jeans I embroidered in college, just in case I might want to wear them to a costume party. Maybe it's because of my art museum background, where conservation means keeping, restoring, and protecting. Plus, I come from a family that values heritage, so I tend to hang on. Letting go can be hard for me. Lately, I've been looking at the woods and the animals around our foothills home and seeing lots of examples of letting go. The trees don't hesitate to let go of their leaves when the time is right, so why should I cling to stuff that I no longer need? Does a bluebird have a preconceived notion of its ideal nesting site? The pair checking out our nesting box seems to know what they want without consulting lists and agendas. So why couldn't I let go of expectations and control, just do my best and leave the rest? Does a monkey get monkey mind? Is a hibernating bear's sleep upset by ruminations about the past and worries about the future? So why can't I let go of such thoughts at 4 a.m.? I can't really know the minds of these animals, but they can be helpful guides, if only metaphorically. Michael Pollan considers how mind works in animals and plants. Yes, plants. In his book, A World Appears, he describes research into the nature and evolution of consciousness. Each creature's mind is geared to its environment. The human brain has evolved complexity to respond to an increasingly complicated array of stimuli, such as language, traffic, computers. And yet, recent research is showing that the physical seat of sentience and consciousness is in the oldest core of the brain, ancient survival structures shared by animals from the simplest to the most complex. Basically, each plant and animal is drawn to that which supports its life and is repelled by anything that threatens its survival. What a simple way to live. Maybe that's why it doesn't seem like creatures around us are prone to hanging on and overthinking. The bright side of overthinking is that we humans know that we're thinking. That's our superpower. Our attitudes and actions are guided by more than instinct. We get to make conscious choices about what is right here and now, though I have my doubts about some in Washington. Nature is full of examples of creatures moving freely with the flow of life, letting go and changing gracefully. Letting go makes room for change. This is inspiring to me. We may never really know how other creatures perceive the world, yet it is a world that we share. Sensing that interconnection, I know that being in nature brings me peace, calm, and clarity, and helps me let go of what I don't need so I can move forward. So let's put this into practice. I'm going to invite you for some virtual time in nature. Steve and I used to run Mountain Spirit Learning Center, an environmental nonprofit in Estes Park. One of our activities was to take people on silent meditation hikes in Rocky Mountain National Park. So I'd like to share with you one of my favorite guided meditations. So settle yourself comfortably in your seat. You may want to close your eyes and allow your breathing to be deep and natural and relaxed. Picture yourself walking along a forest trail. Feel the sunlight beaming through the woods on this beautiful day. Hear the small sounds of birds and animals and the breeze in the trees. You notice the sound of rushing water and see a bridge ahead that crosses a beautiful mountain stream. Walk onto that bridge and stand there facing downstream. Gaze into the water and notice how it swirls and tumbles over rocks. As the water flows away from you, release into it anything that you don't need in your life. Maybe you let go of fears, worries, judgments, pain, sorrow, whatever burdens you. Feel how much lighter, clearer, and more open you become. And give thanks to the water for this cleansing. Now turn around to the other side of the bridge, facing upstream. And gaze into the sparkling water flowing toward you. Notice that the water is carrying to you gifts for your life and well-being. Be open and aware of these gifts, these blessings flowing to you. Maybe it's joy, peace, health, strength, courage, whatever you need. Some things may be what you are seeking, and some things may be a surprise. You can choose to accept these gifts and feel filled with a gratitude to this stream of life. Feel how fulfilled you are. Now you can turn and walk back down the forest trail the way you came. Know that you can return anytime you wish, in your mind, or on any bridge in nature. And when you are ready, open your eyes to here and now.
In the larger culture, the world that we move through, there's a sort of a force or a pressure, a pull like gravity, a pull out of connection and community, a pull away from others and just into yourself. The sense that you are supposed to do it all alone, hold it all alone, handle it all alone, take care of your business all alone. And maybe that works for a while, at least until it doesn't. Each week in the service, we remind ourselves that that pull isn't true, isn't real, isn't something that we want our lives to be pulled into, these isolated pockets disconnected from one another. And so as you came into the service, you might have taken a stone as a symbol of your joys or your sorrows and placed it into the earth, held by this larger whole. And if you didn't have a chance when the service finishes, I'd invite you to. That tray is filled with ordinary, extraordinary dirt, a part of earth, a part of our home, a symbol of life's cycling, a product of materials coming together and coming apart, renewing. And the stones, too, are little pieces of something so much bigger than any one of us. Hard to break down, solid and cold until you hold them for a while. Those stones stand as symbols of our joys and our struggles. And our ritual is in remembering the inevitable presence of those two things alongside each other. Not just in our own lives, but that the unseen landscape of our own joys and sorrows is part of a larger whole, part of a community, and that's what all those stones together make visible, that none of us is alone, however it feels sometimes. For all of those joys and sorrows, I'll place one final stone. And for all of the blessings and concerns we carry, we hold this compassionate space with love for one another.
My name is Timothy Bailey. I've been a Climate Action Ministry member here since 2013. I choose to continue this work because my upbringing and values compel me to work for justice, and how we treat our common earth home determines the life chances for all humans and other species, both now and for generations to come. From The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both and be one traveler, Long I stood and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that, the passing there had worn them really about the same. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. The question for us is, how do we humans find a path to that place where we thrive, our spiritual home? Where do we come from? Our ancestors once left their tree nests in Africa to wander the savannas, eventually spreading everywhere. We've evolved the dexterity and language to work together, making us supremely versatile and powerful. Over millennia, scattered groups of humans have come gradually to cover the earth and to shape vast landscapes and even seascapes. Yet, in the epic journey from our tree nests to becoming the dominant species, have we lost our way? We increasingly seal our lives off from the rest of nature. Despite the glories of human civilization, we are a troubled race, plagued by conflicts and self-inflicted harm, ever closer to the precipice of ruin. Have we, in the process of making our living so convenient, lost our spiritual home? Who are we? We humans are at a crossroads. We could decide to leave the well-worn and seductive path of domination with its arrogance, dependence, and hate. Or we could choose real courage and seek a more cooperative path, the way of democracy, respect, and curiosity. In The Service Berry, Robin Wall Kimmerer offers us a taste of another way. In a traditional Anishinaabe economy, the land is the source of all goods and services, which are distributed in a kind of gift exchange. One life is given in support of another. The focus is on supporting the good of the people, not on only an individual. Receiving a gift from the land is coupled to attached responsibilities of sharing, respect, reciprocity, and gratitude, of which you will be reminded. This kind of gratitude is so much more than a polite thank you. I'm reminded that my life is contingent upon the lives of others without whom I simply would not exist. Food in our mouths is the thread that connects us in a relationship simultaneously spiritual and physical, as our bodies get fed and our spirits nourished by a sense of belonging, which is the most vital of foods. I have no claim to these berries, and yet here they are in my bucket, a gift. Human renewal will not be easy. We will need courage and persistence. Let us start together down a new path homeward.
My name is Rachel Peterson, and I'm part of the Climate Action Ministry as well. Thanks to a childhood of cross-country road trips and Midwestern camping, I made it to age 17 before I stepped foot on an airplane for the first time. When I finally did fly, I was pretty terrified and also completely transfixed. I remember pressing my face to the window as the ground fell away. Cars became tiny dots and then eventually disappeared. Fields turned into patterns, forests into textures, rivers into meandering lines across the land. The world became visible to me in a completely new way. I've flown a lot since then. I am still, and probably always will be, a devoted window seat chooser for reasons of both anxiety and wonder. And what moved me then, and still moves me now, is the feeling of becoming small. We're often told to want to feel big, individual, self-focused. Get the grades, win the awards, build your resume. Create the profiles, get the likes, the more the better. Make yourself visible, impressive. Then we're told you will feel important. You will feel okay. You will feel that you matter. Maybe it's my Midwestern sensibilities, but I've found more often that the thing that most reliably makes me feel okay and at home in the world is feeling small. Small in the way that comes from perspective, from remembering that we live on a tiny, beautiful planet, from remembering deep geological time, where human history becomes just a thin layer, and the Earth's story stretches unimaginably far, backward and forward. I think of this when I'm marching in a protest with thousands of others, or when I'm holding a rock older than any story I know, or even sometimes in a workday filled with meetings, taking a second or two to watch the magpies from my office window. These moments remind me that my life is small, but not meaningless, just a part of something much larger. The writer Wendell Berry says, "Invest in the millennium, plant sequoias. Say that your main crop is the forest that you did not plant, that you will not live to harvest. Say that the leaves are harvested when they have rotted into the mold. Call that profit. Prophesy such returns." That kind of thinking asks something different of me. It pulls me beyond myself. It asks me to take a long view, to care for a future I will never see, to measure success in the seeds that are planted for future generations, and to recognize how deeply I am shaped by those that did this work before me. The writer Robert Macfarlane says that we all carry trace fossils within us. Like the layers of rock beneath our feet, we instead carry the traces of one another. Marks left by those who have shaped us, a gesture, a habit, a way of being. As I approach the age that my parents were in my first memories of them, I now see my mom in the skin of my hands, my dad in my smile lines. I quote the Quaker Parker Palmer exponentially more now, thanks to the influence of Reverend David. And all of my friends, my family, and you all have impacted me more than you know. To think about all the invisible threads that connect me, to the people who grew my food, who made my clothes, who built the spaces I inhabit, I imagine tiny red strings stretching outward in every direction, towards the people that have impacted my life. There's a line from the writer Louis de Bernier that goes, "Those that truly love have roots that grow towards each other underground. And when all the pretty blossoms have fallen from their branches, they find that they are one tree and not two." That image reminds me that even when I can't see the connections, they are there, growing quietly toward one another, sustaining each other. Like a big aspen grove, seemingly separate trees, but really just one organism, connected underground in a million tiny ways. So, this Earth Day, taking a long view means allowing myself to feel small. And in doing so, to feel connected. To act not just for now, but for later. Not just for myself, but for all of the threads that connect me. To plant, to tend, to care, knowing I may never see the full result. And to trust that, like roots beneath the soil, like layers of rock beneath the ground, like the meandering rivers seen from above, we are a part of something vast, ongoing, and deeply and beautifully intertwined. Thanks.
Let's rise in body or in spirit and sing about that.
Each week, we split our plate, our collection, with nonprofits in the area doing work to make this community a better, a more just place. Those nonprofits get nominated by you and voted on at our annual meeting. And if there is a local nonprofit you think would be worthy to split our plate with in the coming year, you should fill out a nomination form. They're on the counter outside the office. This month, this Sunday, our offering goes to Harvest of All First Nations, an Indigenous-led collaborative empowering communities through projects, through education, through caring for the land, creating equity, granting land access, reclaiming culture, fighting for food sovereignty for all. In some ways, putting into practice exactly the reading that Tim shared from Robin Wall Kimmerer. As the baskets come around, or as you scan the QR code, I invite you to give as generously as you're able. And may these gifts be used to enact justice, bringing peace and love to the community, to the wider world. before we close, a few invitations. At 12:30 today in the Emerson Room, just across the hall that way, we're offering a Finding Yourself at UUCB newcomer class. If you want to learn about how does the congregation work, how to get involved, all that stuff, and eat lunch too. What else is going on? Next Sunday at 1:30 is our joyful all-ages auction brunch celebration. There is food and drink and dancing and a silent auction and a live auction. It is our major annual fundraiser. It's also just plain a good time. Tickets are available if you've got the little paddles on your seat. I think there we go for the QR code. Finally, this evening at 5 o'clock is our last Sunday evening singing circle of this church year. Dr. Emily leads this heart-centered practice of singing and reflecting together. If you haven't had a chance to experience it, it is very well worth it. If you believe that you are not a singer, Emily believes that you are. So check it out. Our closing words are from Thoreau's Walden. He writes this. He says, "I went to the woods because I wished to live deliberately, to front only the essential facts of life and see if I could not learn what it had to teach and not, when I came to die, discover that I had not lived. Let us spend one day as deliberately as nature and not be thrown off the track by every nutshell and mosquito's wing that falls on the rails. Let us rise early and fast, or break fast, gently and without perturbation. Let company come and company go. Let the bells ring and the children cry, determined to make a day of it." Our village life would stagnate if it were not for the unexplored forests and meadows which surround it. We need the tonic of wilderness. Am I not partly leaves and vegetable mold myself? Not till we are completely lost or turned round do we appreciate the vastness and strangeness of nature. Not till we are lost. In other words, not till we have lost the world do we begin to find ourselves and realize where we are and the infinite extent of our relations. And if you have built castles in the air, your work need not be lost. That's where they should be. Now put the foundations under them. Will you rise in body or in spirit? We'll close in song.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. Any way you sing, it's fine. And I think to myself, what a wonderful I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright, blessed day and the dark, sacred night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, "How do you do?" They're really saying, "I love you." worship ends and our service continues. Go in peace.